Welcome again, guys. We're gonna be reviewing another game. This game was actually a good game, but it ended very quickly. Didn't like that. I wanted it to end like with a checkmate, but my opponent saw that it was leading to a checkmate, so just resigned. So let's see on what happened. The first started with the king's pawn opening. My opponent responded with the alkaline's defense. Then I pushed the queen's pawn to d3. If you don't know, if you want to find out about openings, the names, on how to play them, you should check out the chess opening app on Google Play or App Store, depending on what brand of phone you use. You should check it out. It's really good. So you should check it out and learn about more openings to improve your game. But let's continue and see what happened. My opponent was playing the Alcanine's defense. At this point, it was the Morosky. It's the Marosky variation. Then I pushed knight to c3. My opponent continued with their defense, pushing the king's pawn to d5 to e5. Sorry. Then I pushed my knight to f3. My opponent pushed bishop to b4, pinning my knight to my king. Then I pushed my pawn on c1 to d2, protecting the knight and covering the pin. Then my opponent pushed the pawn on the king side from h7 to h6. Then I pushed pawn on a2 to a3, attacking the bishop to see what the intention of my opponents are. So the intentions were to move backward. It was for the pin. It wasn't really to come in to take the knight, because mostly the bishop is stronger than the knight. So they are equal material, but in playing the game, the bishop moves faster than the knight. So I didn't think my opponent wanted to sacrifice the bishop this early. Then I pushed my pawn from b2 to b4, attacking the bishop. And the bishop moved to b5. Then I moved my bishop from the starting square because I wanted to open the back rank to be, so I wanted to open the back rank so I can connect my rooks with castling and moving the queen, of course. Then my opponent pushed pawn from d7 to d6, the queen's pawn. Then I castled. Then my opponent played e7, knight e7. Then I pushed bishop to e3. Then my opponent pushed their bishop to e6. Then I pushed pawn to d4, attacking their pawn on e5. Of course, they accepted the pawn on d4. Then I accepted with the bishop. Then my opponent moved the knight to g6. I thought my opponent was going to take my bishop here because I'm attacking the knight on f5. But I think my opponent values the bishops more. That's why doesn't really want to sacrifice the bishops. That's why they chose to move their knight to protect the knight with the queen. So if I take the knight, they can take back with the queen instead of taking with the pawn, doubling up their pawn and decreasing their chances of castling on the king's side. And I move pawn to e5, attacking the knight on f6. Move the knight, which it's a mistake. I should have just accepted with the pawn. Even the evolution board says it's plus 1.9 now. So this kind of a mistake. But I took. That's the best move. There's no move that I can play there. Taking with the pawn, that's the move. Then my opponent took my bishop, which at this point I took with the queen. Then, which the best move was to take with the knight at this position. If I took with the knight, no, white was winning. Like I was winning at this position. The pieces might be equal, but I'm the one in more advanced positions. Like my my pieces are developed. I already castled, so my rooks can move freely. Yes, my opponent isn't castled. Yes, the queen is still on the starting square. So like yeah, white was winning at this position, but I didn't play. I took with the queen. Then my opponent took the pawn with the queen. The the computer liked the move knight to b5, attacking the queen. At the same time attacking the square on c7. So if I take with the if let's say my opponent takes my queen and I take with the of course I'll take with this knight. Then I'm in more advanced position. And I'm also attacking this pawn here on c7. But I didn't take with the took with let's go back to position. My opponent took with that pawn. Then I played queen to g7, taking that pawn there. It was just a good move. It didn't like give me any advantages. The best move was that knight move, or maybe to take the queen with the exchange. That was the better move than that. It's not a miss or anything. It's an okay move. Then my opponent continued playing and castled the queen side, doubling up in the queen there and the rook there. And I pushed my rook to d1, my a rook to d1, attacking the queen. And my opponent pushed the queen to c6, which I played knight to b5. It's also a good move. White is still the evaluation board says the white is still leading, but there's a point where the game really changes where I make a mistake. I don't know why I didn't see that it's a mistake. Given my rating, I should be seeing those kinds of mistakes. So, but let's continue. I played my opponent took the pawn on c2 with the queen. Then I played the knight to the f knight to d4, which is the best move here. This was the only move that really works, because here I'm losing the bishop, of course, so I have to protect it in other. So that was the only move, because the queen can come back. If the queen can come back, let's go back. The queen can back and protect the bishop, because it's attacked by the both knights. So like yeah, the best move was that one. The the knight one. So my opponent moved queen to e4. At this position, I wasn't sure what. I know my opponent moved because it was they were being attacked, so that's why they moved there. But I wasn't really sure what was the next plan, why they chose that square there. But I made a mistake. I played pawn to f3, which gives black an advantage. I lost. This move made me lose a lot of advantage, because I was really leading in the evaluation board. So like after this move, I lost. So my opponent played check here. Of course, I don't know why I didn't see this move. This is a real big miss. So my opponent moved, then played check with the knight to f2. The only move here was to take, of course. If I wanted to play anything smart, I was going to lose. So the better move was to take here. Then I played move queen to f6. This is where the game changes. When my opponent makes a big blunder. My opponent chose to move this pawn. I don't know why. Maybe because they weren't really sure. They moved the pawn there. After this, before I could even play, my opponent resigned. Now I'm gonna show you why my opponent resigned after the pawn to h5. I did, I play after that move pawn h5. I play a knight to. I take the pawn on a7 with the knight. It's a check. The king has to move, and if the king moves at this position, it's putting itself in danger because it's gonna be mate in 3. So it has to move further away from the dangerous zone. So the king will have to move to this position. Then I'll have to play next. Another great move to play is to play knight here with a check, but the engine like this move better. This knight to a6 to c6, not the a knight to c6, because at my from my on my in my opinion, I don't think it really matters with knight which knight actually plays, because it actually result in the same thing. Because I played this knight. I didn't play this move. I'm just explaining why my opponent resigned. These moves that I'm making not didn't happen. I'm just explaining what would have happened if my opponent continued playing. It would be check now. The only move is knight king to that square. That's the only move, or to take the knight. So my opponent will take the knight, of course. Then I'll take the pawn with a check. Then my opponent will have to move. The only selected places to go. My opponent can choose to go back here, to go back there, which is a mating one, or they can choose to come here, which actually gives the game up. Doesn't give the game up. It really progresses the game. Of course, I was going to take here with the knight with a check. The game was over, but it would have prolonged the game a little better. But let's take my opponent went here. This is playing him. I took it with a check, just in case my opponent went there. The game was also over this position. I was going to take with the rook with a check. Then my opponent would have to take. Yeah, there's no choice. Then I'll take here with a check. It's mate in 3 right now. Then my opponent will have. It will be check now. Now I have to move. Then my opponent will move here. Then I'll play knight here with check. Then the available square is this one here. Then it will be mate in 1. The game will be over. This position, that's the only available square. Then I'll play with checkmate. Then the game would have ended. So that's why my opponent resigned. Even if he went the other way, the game was also going to end, because it just the other way it takes long. So this other way, the game takes long. So that's the reason why my opponent actually. Let's go back to the where my opponent resigned. Where was that? Where? Yeah, no, yeah, this position. If my opponent played this pawn here, yes, that's how the game like really ended. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, share, like, and thank you for watching.